And now, Everfree Radio presents Stay Brony, my friends, with DustyKatt.
Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me tonight, this evening. Big news coming out of Seattle. Huge news that I know, but I can't tell you. Not yet. No, not yet. I'm under an embargo, as it were. Bajati made me pinky swear. I can't tell you. Not for a while. So you're going to have to hang around for a little bit, about halfway through the show. We're going to tell you exactly what that huge news is. So I want you to hang around. One other thing happened today. My guest got double shifted at his work and cannot join us this evening. So we're going to switch gears a little bit and go more into a bit of a question and answer show. But this is my question to you. What does Memorial Day mean to you as a person? For me, my grandfather on my mother's side, my uncle on my mother's side, and my twin brother were all in the Navy. My grandfather on a destroyer in World War II. My uncle was in the Navy, and my twin brother served in the Middle East during his tour. So, and then I also had a second cousin who was a frontline medic in Vietnam. So there was a lot there to be thankful for. So, what does it mean to you? Is your family military? How do you, even if your family is not military, how do you feel about it? Do you feel that your freedoms were paid for with the blood, sweat, and tears of your fellow man, your fellow American? So I'm going to bring Screwy in right now. Screwy, you there, right? Screwy!
Yep, right here.
Yep,
right
see?
Here.
He's there. So, Screwy, open up the question line, and I want to hear what some of these people say about what they think Memorial Day should mean to them.
Here, let's see here.
See if anybody's popping anything up real quick.
One guy, what MLP Prom says, he's like, Navy, eh? My grandmother's second husband was in the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
Never really got to meet him, he says.
Yeah,
But
lots of Navy out there. I know 8-Track's Air Force. 8-Track is an Air Force brat. So we might bring him in a little later to field some questions, some military questions from you people. Anybody else have some family that's in the military? Anybody else out there?
Well, Chaotic Harmony like to say an honor to all the people who fought for our country and lost their only life to give. I imagine that their regret is that they only had one to give to their country. Also, it is a day to hang out with family, which consists of many vets of World War II.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good one. I wish I had more time myself. I mean, I'm so far away from my family here in San Jose that I haven't been able to spend much time with them lately. But they are on my mind a lot. So anybody else? Anybody else have a story or a family member, or what you feel you should, what you feel about this holiday?
Brony said that his dad was in Vietnam, was a Vietnam vet. His godfather was a Korean Navy.
Ooh.
His dead uncle was a Vietnam Navy, but he never got to meet him because he died when he was 2.
Ugh. Yep. I was born in 1968, people. So between 68 and 75, I grew up with war on television. Basically, it was like every night. From the time I was born until I was 7 years old, it was the Vietnam War. So it strikes me fairly close to the chest about this holiday. So, anybody else?
Ooh, this one's wow. Thunder Note says that grandfather was Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
And was that Vietnam, and his great grandfather was a Pearl Harbor veteran.
Ooh,
that's pretty.
Wow,
cool.
that's one place I really want to get to someday. Is go out to the Arizona, here. Go out to Pearl Harbor. It's one of the places I'd love to see someday. Anybody else?
Let's see. There's so many people going crazy for typing now. This is nice. Oh, here we go. Oh wow, full papers. Oh my goodness. He is British, but his great grandfather was, honest to God, World War I flying ace. 13 confirmed victories, and one of only 17 aviators to have been decorated twice with distinguished flying cross.
Wow,
that's quite the family tree.
That's quite the family tree there, fool. Holy man! I give that one right there, babe. That's awesome. That's awesome right there. What I want to know is, did he know Snoopy? Because if he did, that's 20% cooler.
Yes.
Next.
Bolt says that my dad was in Vietnam and used to write letters of his experiences. He said it was the only thing that kept him sane was getting letters back from us.
I have a feeling that a lot of people that are in this fandom have family that were in Vietnam. Vietnam being that era war for this generation's family, whereas mine was World War II or Korea. So it's I have a feeling we're gonna have a lot of people with Vietnam stories. What do you think?
Yes, this fandom is full of all sorts of people, so I wouldn't be surprised in the least bit.
Mm-hmm. And I know we have a ton of military bronies, so if you have any military bronies out there and those viewers, I want to hear from you.
Yes. This one's from Thunderhawk89. He said that his grandfather was Army. Not sure if he is World War II or Vietnam or Korea. His uncle was MP in Germany, the wall. No relation. See, I don't know anything about my family history because I'm actually adopted, but and all I know is that I'm part Irish, part French, so I don't know anything about what has happened. So
one of your great-great-grandparents could be shaking his butt at the English.
Possible.
over a stone wall. And having the English do one of these things.
Oh man, I would love to know more about my history, but someday I will.
Someday,
definitely look back into it and tell the stories.
Yep. So, anybody else?
K4 actually has quite the thing to say here, and I kind of agree on this. It's quite controversial to honor the German soldiers with Nazis and stuff, but they didn't die so Hitler could kill Jews. They went to war to protect their families and homeland.
That's pretty much true. The grunt German soldier was basically doing what he could to protect his homeland. You know, what the grunt German soldier did was basically fight, you know, our boys on the ground. I mean, the upper echelon of the Third Reich was doing what they were doing. I don't know if you know, the ground troop knew much about what was going on. You know, sort of like what happened in Vietnam. The ground troop didn't know exactly what, you know, upper echelons of the American army or wanted done. They just did what they were told to. So, you know, and when you get down to it, you know, everybody who ever fought or lost their life to protect their homeland was, you know, doing what they did. So, anybody else?
Actually, what Atrex said here is most people don't realize the first country the Nazis invaded was actually Germany.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. There's so much. The chat keeps moving up and up and up. I'm trying to keep track of everything. Dev Knight says, "I lost my grandparents real long ago. My neighbor became my grandfather in my eyes. He used to be the gunman in a Lancaster bomber in World War II. He used to attend Remembrance Day together, and I could see his pain in remembering his lost comrades. Unfortunately, he has passed away, but I'll always remember his pain, and I'll never forget their sacrifices."
Yep. It's. I don't even want to know what people go through. I mean, I've never had to be in a war. I've never had to do that. I don't even know what people go through when they come back. Guys from Iraq or from Afghanistan, even today, what they go through daily, I have no clue. And all I can do is thank them for what they've done, and try really hard to make sure that they understand that I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Go.
This one. Sorry. Trying to find it. Okay, this one's from Sunshine. He says that my grandpa was in World War II and actually has a piece of dishware from one of Hitler's homes. And my big brother, this is sad, but my big brother went into the Marines to follow his footsteps, and he was taken out by a car bomb.
Ugh. I'm very sorry for that, but I really hope that he went quickly and that he was in no pain. But I do thank him for his sacrifice. So, I've done a couple of little things here, a couple little videos for you guys. I know I've been slacking on doing videos to entertain you. But this first one is a little bit of, this one came straight to me from Princess Luna herself. Okay, because after the whole, changeling scare, they seem to have come to the realization that they need a few more good stallions. So, this is a piece that she sent me, and I hope that all you stallions out there take this one to heart. We are there. Night and day. Under sun and moon. We are the companions of royalty. Our traditions are older than Equestria itself. Respected by ponies everywhere. Feared by those that would harm us. As long as the day dawns. As long as the stars shine. We are there. And we need you to defend, come what may. And if that didn't make you want to go down and sign up to be a Royal Guard, I don't know what would. I'm telling you, they get to do everything. They get to be around the princesses. They get to, have really cool spears. And really great armor. And stand around and look cool. I bet the pay's pretty good too. I mean, we can ask Rainbow Dash about the pay, but you know, that was a pretty. I'm telling you, that's one of the better jobs in Equestria, I think, right there. Mm-hmm.
I like the Knight staff armor. That's pretty awesome.
Oh, the Knight staff armor is awesome. I mean, it's like they were the armor that they were wearing when Twilight was sneaking around was like, these are like the cops. They've got this badge on the front, you know, just standing around like cops. It was awesome. 8-Track, you there? I know 8-Track's there somewhere.
Yes, I am.
There he is.
Sir.
Yes, you're a fly boy, aren't you? Air Force.
Yes.
Air Force guy. Now, what's this whole thing between?
Yes, I was.
You know, what's this whole thing about? You know, the rest of the armed forces hating the Air Force. What's with that?
You know, I personally, there's a lot of reasons people say, and I think it's just, you know, people are just jealous sometimes. I don't know. We us in the Navy get all the cool tech. Air Force and Navy they're known as the tech guys because most of the Air Force and Navy guys run support roles and run technical backing stuff. So you know, get all the cool tech. That's fine. Although I did have tons of friends in the Army and in the Marines as well, and they were pretty awesome guys as well. So I'm not talking down about any of the branches. They're all the guys I knew at all the branches were always great guys.
Yeah, that's cool. This guy I put up here over the corner. I went searching for some really cool pictures today that I could use, and there's this guy. He's got a Rainbow Dash sign that he put up between the containers somewhere overseas for his I guess his maintenance crew, and I thought it was pretty funny. So I grabbed that one. I'll show him off today, but really great, awesome, and that's one of the things I wanted to bring up. It seemed like if you think back on it, World War II, a lot of the bombers, they used Varga girls or cartoons.
Nose art.
Nose art
on the bombers.
Nose art on the bombers. That would be their good luck charm, or their, you know, what they felt gave them a little bit of extra armor, extra protection when they went over to take their bombing runs. And there was great pride in that. And you're seeing it now. You're seeing it like in this picture here, where the soldiers of today, or the Air Force of today, or the airmen of today, are taking what's more important to them and doing the same thing. They're using My Little Pony characters, or using Varga girls from the old days, or they're using something to put on their armor, or to put on their patches, or to put on their planes, to give them a little bit of feeling that, you know, they're almost invincible. That if I have Rainbow Dash on my side, no one can hurt me, or something like that. It's really a great thing that you see happening over and over again from generation to generation in the military. I happen to really love it. I've got many books on nose art. That's one of the things I really like.
Yeah, nose art actually, it started appearing in World War I mostly, but it was mainly a World War II thing specifically, and it was done, like you said, as a way of, you know, boosting morale, of putting out there what you think important, or reminding you of home. Yep. Because then and even now, military standards are pretty strict. Everyone, you know, looks the same, dresses the same, etc., etc. Every plane looks the same.
Yep.
But it was the one way to individualize you, yourself, your plane, what you did, and, you know, try and stand out as your own person at a time. So it was a lot of pride was taken in. A lot of people did a lot of work on there, and there's some really cool nose art out there if you look for some of the old pictures.
Oh yeah, I've got many books on the Varga girl, Varga himself, the artist, who was doing stuff for Esquire magazine back in the day, and then a whole book on nose art. And there was actually like one artist that, like, an Army general, or no, it wasn't Army, it was Air Force general, found that he was an artist for some newspaper or magazine, found out that he was in the Army, and just basically got him into his squadron just to paint nose art. That's all he did. It's like, you paint nose art on my planes, and that's all you do. It's like, so of course his planes look the best, but yeah, it's like if you were an artist in the military in World War II, you were set, pretty much. Let's see what else I got. You pull up the next one. Come on. Oh, there we go. And there's a patch that was on a BVD. Is that how you say it? For the uniform. BUDs. BDUs. Thank you. BDUs. I'm not military. Trust me.
Depends on your branch now. They all have different names. You got the
really?
ACUs, you got the BDUs. Yeah, they've every branch where everyone used to wear the BDUs, the same milk camo. So like the one you're wearing right there, that's the old style camo. But nowadays, every branch has their own style camo.
Yeah.
The Army has the ACU, which is the I forget, Army camouflage uniform. Whatever, it's the digital one. The Air Force has their new digital ones. But yeah, every branch has their own different camo now, so they're all standing on their own. But yeah, the old ones, the old woodland camo there, it's called the BDU.
Yeah. Well, anyway, these guys made their own patch, the Velcro patch. It says, "I'm going to love and tolerate the blank out of you," so they could put it on their uniform. I don't know if their commander actually allowed them to do it, but they did it, and I think it's freaking awesome.
Well, when you're deployed in a place like a not so friendly place, the standards and rigorous adherence to standards sort of gets looked around
sort of
sometimes
slide.
Because they sort of let you slide because they know the conditions you're in aren't ideal and they want people to be at the highest morale and keep up and do their jobs well. So they sort of let it slide.
Some things slide, yeah. And I think I think this is kind of stuff is freaking awesome. This is the kind of stuff we were talking about is getting that little piece of home with you, so that you don't feel like you're so far out of place. Being able to do those kind of things. Let's see, what's my next one? Let's see what else I got. I went looking today just to get some stuff to talk about. Let's see. Oh, and this one. This is that one's pretty cool. This is the Marines drawing that came up about 6 months ago. Basically, it's a put the saddle. It's really drawn from a World War II standpoint, black and white, with a bunch of pegasi. It's like it says, "Come on, Marines! This pony won't saddle itself." And I'm not sure if that's a World War II saying from the days, but it's really a well done piece of art, and I had to show it off. So it has that whole World War II Stars and Stripes type of cartoon to it, and I love this kind of melding of eras, cultures, kind of art. All you artists out there, if you're watching, do more of this stuff because it's freaking awesome. It's 20% cooler than anything I've ever seen. I love when people take it just a bit further. Too. It's like, I could do this.
The classical military style work like that. The various I've seen so many of those, and they're all genius. They're all brilliant.
Yep, I really like that one. Let's go next. Who's next? Twink. Ah, yes. This artist did a number of these. I picked out the one I liked, which was Rarity as a USO girl. But Pinky, she did Pinky as a. I'm not sure if it's she or he, but the artist did Pinky as a mortar guy, ground grunt. Of course, Rainbow Dash as a flyer. Twilight Sparkle as General Patton. Which was funny. I can't remember. I don't think I actually found the Applejack one. And then what was really funny about the Pinkie Pie one is Gummy had this mortar in his mouth, sort of like a balloon, doing it. Like, of
course he did.
Yeah, and it was hilarious. And I love this artist. I love what they've done with this military style. But I can just see Rarity, singing like one of the what was the sisters from World War II? I can't remember their name. But they were always on the Abbott and Costello movie.
Yeah. I can. God, you put me on the spot. I can't
remember them.
Exactly what shot.
I can't remember them. If somebody in the chat, do you remember?
Google.
No, I'm busy with a show here. You Google it.
I'm
working on it.
You Google it. Like I can't remember. It's a trio of sisters who were USO stars during that. Andrews Sisters. Thank you, Coco.
Yes.
Hot Coco pulled it up. It's the Andrews Sisters. Thank you. I really like the Andrews Sisters myself. So, yeah, even though I was a young kid, I was maybe 10, 12, watching these Abbott and Costello movies, but the Andrews Sisters had come out, and I was like, wow, I really liked, them. Hot Coco said you got it from a dozen people in the chat. So a dozen people in the chat are smarter than I am. Thank you, dozen people in the chat. Remind me that I stink. Thank you. Okay, let's see what else I got. Ah, there's Pinky. Pinky as a
okay, yeah,
Marine.
Mm-hmm.
That is a cool picture there. I mean, the thing is, the artist made the entire uniform work on the pony, and it really, I mean, when you look at her, it's like, oh, that's a Marine. It doesn't matter that it's a Marine uniform on a pony. It just well done as an artist. I applaud you. Well done. I'm not sure what Pinky would do. What would Pinky be as a Marine?
Well,
Right, would she be like?
Said,
Would she be
Kenneth
like
is like, well,
in charge of demolitions, or you know? It's like, what's her special talent in the
Kenneth
Marines?
said
No, she would be she'd be in charge of MWR, morale, welfare, and recreation.
Oh, there you go.
That's
Yes,
actually a job. No, seriously,
That's an actual job.
That's
an actual job.
MWR.
Yes, actual job in the Marines. That is awesome. Let's see. I think I got one more to show off. One more. As I wait for live stream. There we go. And this gentleman did one of these for every branch of the military, and I like this one the most. This is the Army. He actually did one for the Coast Guard. I mean, he did Coast Guard, Marines, Air Force, Army, you know, everybody. And I really, really liked what he did. So I grabbed this one real quick because I like this one the best. And this is the Army. So go check that out and pick those up because every one of those is really good. I've got one more picture here, but I can't show you that yet. Am I a troll or what?
Are we waiting on something for that? Or
we're waiting on that one.
Oh, okay.
That one has something to do with a great big
the,
huge announcement coming out of Seattle. I can't show that one yet.
So what's the estimated time on the? Do we have a specific time?
Yeah, we have 32 minutes. 32 minutes before I can release that information.
Watch your clocks. Get ready.
Yes, set your clocks. In 32 minutes, you will know what I know, but I can't tell you.
I have a feeling people are going to remind us before we were.
Oh, yeah, they're going to remind us 5 minutes before. It's like, can't you tell me now?
Yeah, how about now?
How about now?
No,
how about now? How about now? Not happening. So, we are going to go into our first commercial of the show. So, we'll be back with more of your questions. If you have any questions for 8-Tracks, copious knowledge of the Air Force. Ain't that right? We'll be back. We'll be back in a few minutes, and you can get your questions in for either me or for 8-Track, and we'll be right back in just a few.
Since the beginning of time, the elite of Equestria have longed for pony fashions that truly express the essence of their very souls. Patiently waiting decades, no, centuries, for the perfect pony gown. Today, at long last, Equestria, your wait is over. Let's hear it for the breathtaking designs of Ponyville's own Rarity!
Certainement, Spike. All your ponies, be sure to visit the shop in Ponyville. For the rest of us, be sure to pick up the t-shirts, the bags, or even the posters from WeLoveFine.com. That's right, WeLoveFine.com for all your pony needs. And remember, Carousel Boutique, where every fashion says chic, unique, and magnifique. Mwah.
And we're back. And all you ponies, make sure you head down to Rarity's Boutique for everything you need for the upcoming summer season. I'm sure she's got sundresses and everything new for your summer wardrobe. And all you humans, I want you to go to WeLoveFine.com and pick up everything you need. All your pony needs are going to be at WeLoveFine.com. And trust me, I've bought their shirts. They're comfy. They're wonderful. They don't shrink. And what more can you say? What more can you say about We Love Fine? Except for, if you use EFR10, you'll get 10% off all of your order at WeLoveFine.com. So, you know what? I'm out of cider. Thing!
Well, that's a problem.
Thing!
Sir. That's a problem.
Cider thing! Cider! Oh, thank you, Thing. What?
That's brilliant.
How do you get your cider? I mean, you gotta have.
I have this wonderful thing known as a wife.
I wouldn't call her a thing.
She gives me a horrible look, and I get that. Oh, I'm gonna pay for that question later from her. And then she reluctantly brings me what I asked for, and then I have to do 3 weeks of yard work for her.
Absolutely, the honeydews never end, buddy. Honeydews never end. I wasn't even married, and my honeydews never ended. So anyway, A-Track.
Oh boy.
A-Track. Why don't you tell these these viewers what you got out of your military experience?
Okay. I guess I can do that. Yeah, that's fine. I can go that. So, basically, I'll just go back to where I was. Basically, I was 17 a long time ago, quite a long time ago now, and I was finishing up high school like most people, at that age, and it came to a point where I was like, well, I could go to college, it'd be great, but I didn't have any scholarships or anything like that, so I'd have to pay for myself, and I was in a situation where my parents didn't have a lot of money. In fact, there was a very big family thing going on at the time, and they were actually in the middle of declaring bankruptcy when I was 17, which is very horrible when you're trying to go to college. So I was there, and I was like, well, what can I do? I can get a minimum wage job with my absolutely zero experience and my absolutely zero education other than high school, because let's be honest, what does a high school education get you anymore these days?
Well, you know what it got me?
You really need to have something.
It got me a job spray painting Lionel toy trains. That's what it got me.
Hey, that's great for
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so basically it came up as like, well, here's my options. I either go into huge amounts of debt to go to school, or I talked to the military recruiter, and they were like, hey, here's what we can do for you. We'll hook you up. We'll give you training. We'll give you a guaranteed job with guaranteed pay, with no loans required, and we'll take care of you for the next 4 to Spain, what you signed for. And I asked them, I was like, what's the catch? The catch is, well, you got to go resend you. I was like, okay, you know what? That's fine. I did my research. I talked to some people, and this is not to diss on any of the other branches, because I specifically went to the Air Force. I'll explain why I went to the Air Force. But if you want, the Air Force and the Navy are pretty much support roles. Most people don't know that if you go into the Air Force, you're not going to fly a plane most of the time. The people that go in the Air Force and fly the jets, they're officers, they're college degree people already. They have flight time. You have to be an officer in order to be a pilot in the Air Force. If you join the Air Force as an enlisted personnel, which is someone without a degree, a non-commissioned officer, you pretty much will be doing support roles. So everything from communications to loading the planes to maintenance on the planes to everything like that. And 95% of both the Air Force and the military, or the Air Force and the Navy's jobs are support roles, in that you are not on the front line of the battlefield. You are behind the scenes. You're on an aircraft carrier out in the Gulf, or you're back behind at a base doing communications, or you're behind the forward operating base doing communication support and things like that. Now, there are those that go to the front lines well with the other things to establish communications, but like I said, it's 95% thing. So you sign up, and they basically say, okay, you gotta go where you send us. And for me personally, I guess you could call me one of the lucky ones. I got sent specifically to Europe. I got to go to Central Europe, Brussels, Belgium specifically, where I worked under NATO as a satellite communications, wideband communications grunt, I guess you could say, and I maintained SATCOM wideband for NATO in Central Europe. That was pretty fun.
So you know what the code is.
I enjoyed what I did. They gave me, actually, it's funny. I have no idea what you're talking about.
you know what the code is.
No, it actually.
Shh.
No, actually, it's pretty funny, because the job I went for, which was SATCOM wideband and space systems, actually had, of my 4 years of enlistment, the first entire year was just training. electronics, communications, RF propagation theory, space propagation theory, all the fun stuff. And it was really, 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 really helpful. I did my 4 years. I did it all under NATO in Europe. I met my wife there. If anyone met or talked to my wife, some people have, not in the chat, but some of the EFR staff knows my wife. Her name's Kirsi. She's from Finland. And I got 4 years of experience and awesome training that I rolled into a job immediately after getting out of the Air Force, which I'm actually still with the same company. What is it, 2012? So that'd be 9 years later. And
wow!
I worked my way up the ranks, and
it's amazing. Engineer here. It's amazing the type of job skills you'll get coming out of the military. I mean, it's some of the stuff that they have you do will straight into a high-dollar job.
They cover everything pretty well. I mean, it's sort of funny because everyone I know that went to college, because I didn't go to college. I went to the college of the military. I'm air quoting that because it's pretty much a college experience. In 1 year, you do the equivalent of about 4 years of college because you're doing degree. 8 hours a day solid, all day for an entire year. That's what I did. That was my job for an entire year, was learning. But you come out of the military and you have this experience, and companies go, hey, you know what you're doing. Let's pick you up here and see what you can do. And it's at least in my company specifically, we look for military people. Whenever we see someone come in that applies, we say, oh, you're for military. And to me and to the other managers I know with, that means, one, they understand discipline. They know how things work. They know how the system works. They're willing to work within a team, within a group, and will get along in a group. They aren't. It gives a hallmark of reliability. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I can see that. Absolutely.
So, it was great. Like I said, they train you. It's sort of funny. Like I said, friends I go to high school, they're always complaining about taking classes that have nothing to do with their major. They're like, oh, I'm majoring in writing, but I have to take this history class. It's like, what? I'm okay. I guess it sort of relates. But when you go to the military, it's like, okay, what are you doing? You're doing electronics. Here's electronics classes. Just electronics.
Yep.
Let's go. Here's what actually matters. Here's what you're doing. Here's what you got to learn.
I almost followed my brother. My twin brother was in the Navy, and when I was I had gotten out of my 1 year of college, and I had nothing. I didn't have money to continue college, and I was working a dead-end job. And I was thinking, you know what? My brother was in the Navy, and he did okay. Maybe I'll go in the Navy. But what I really wanted to do, to be in the Seabees. Because the Navy Seabees is basically the construction people. They come in and they build bases or whatever. Basically, they're construction guys. And those guys stay in forever. I mean, until they're like old and gray. A CB position doesn't come up very often. I told the guy, I want to be in the Seabees because I wanted to have my own construction company when I got out. And this is when I was young, and I was like, construction, someone's always going to have to build something, right? So I want to do that when I get out. So I want to be a CB. So I go in there and I take the pre-ASVAB test. And you know what that is, right, A-Track? You have to take this test, and then
the ASVAB.
The ASVAB. Well, I had the
Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery
test. Yes. Well, I took the pre-ASVAB, so I didn't even take the ASVAB. I missed 2 questions. Take a flying leap what they were. 2 questions.
Were they construction-related ones?
No. I got all that stuff right, but the two that I got wrong were physics and chemistry. Because I hadn't taken either class in high school, right? Physics and chemistry. So, those were the only 2 questions I missed in a 50-question test. Guess where they wanted to put me?
Physics and chemistry.
Yeah. When I missed physics and chemistry, guess where they wanted to put me? Nuke school. Yeah. The guy who missed the chemistry and the physics questions, they want to put in nuke school. And I find out later that they do that because they get $1,000 extra as a recruiter to put somebody in the nuke school. And it's like, no, I'm not doing that. So and the guys that flunk out of nuke school end up being firemen, and you don't want to be a fireman in the Navy because that's about the lowest peon you can get. It's like, I'm going to be on the fire hose the rest of my career. No. So I ended up not going. In fact, it was kind of funny because 10 years later, my mom called me. I think I'm in Oklahoma at the time. And said, well, the recruiter from Port Huron called and wants to know if you're still interested in going in the Navy. I'm going, no, Mom. That was 10 freaking years ago. I'm done. Not happening. So they keep your name for a while.
Oh, they do. I'm not going to lie to anyone that's even thinking. I know there's a lot of people out there listening that are of the high school and early 20s age and like that may be thinking or maybe considering going into the military. I'm not going to lie. Recruiters will lie their faces off to get you to sign on.
Absolutely.
That's their job.
That's their job.
That is what they do. They're salesmen. They're 100% salesmen. But I will also say that they make it sound like sunshine and butterflies, and it's not. It's the military.
It's difficult, but it's good.
Not as bad as you would think. I mean, yes, basic sucks.
Yep. Basic sucks.
It's meant to.
In fact, my twin brother went in. My twin brother went in, and he thought he was in pretty good shape, and found out he was 10 pounds overweight. So they had him do PT every day for a month until he got underweight, and it was like, wow. I think that was the story. I don't know, Mom. You watch this, so you call me and let me know. But I think that was the story. Okay, so you know what? We've got 15 minutes until the huge announcement. 15.
Oh, we've already burned 15 minutes. Holy crap!
Wow, yeah. You talk a lot. You talk a lot, 8-Track. I'm telling you. No, that's fine. You see, but I'm gonna queue up the second of my 2 special videos, and this one I think you guys will like. So I'm gonna get the Screwball off the screen so this doesn't get screwed up. So you people enjoy this, and we're gonna be gone for about 4 minutes. You guys enjoy this little bit of tribute that I have to the Blue Angels and the Wonderbolts, and we'll be back. So, did y'all enjoy that? Because I enjoyed putting it together. Because the Blue Angels are some of my favorite things to go see. The Blue Angels are awesome. And when I found out the Wonderbolts were based on the Blue Angels, I just had to do that. And I saved it for just this particular time. And I hope you all enjoyed that as much as I did. Hey, just know what? Thing wants to do something here. Thing, did you say you wanted to do something? No? Oh, okay. Really? Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I thought Thing wanted to get on the show, but I don't think so. So, we're back with 8-track and Screwball and my cider. So, delicious cider. So we're going to take questions now. So, Screwy.
Yeah.
Questions, y'all.
This
I feel excited. I've never actually been asked questions before, so this will be interesting. I'm normally the one behind the scenes that does things. I normally don't do. If anyone's listened to our other episodes, I don't really talk, or I don't really do interviews. I don't really do things. I'm just happy running the servers, running the stream, make sure everything works in the background. I'm happy back here.
Making sure I look awesome.
Yes, I try my best.
Yes.
This one's from Legion. Question for 8-track. What has been your most exciting mission they have done on the Air Force?
Well, as I said, I was in communications, satellite communications, and I will honestly completely say I was one of the lucky ones. I did not get sent to the desert. I did not get sent to Korea. I did not get sent to any of the so-called hot zones right there. So my job was pretty mundane. I did get deployed a couple times to Germany. I guess that was exciting. I got to go work in downtown Frankfurt and
drink German beer. That was the most exciting thing you needed to do, was drink German beer.
Spend time there in Frankfurt, and I mean, to be honest,
have the Fräuleins draping all over you, because you're this hot, sexy U.S. airman in your uniform. I can see it now. You have this wonderful German beer in your hand, and you got your outfit.
Really work
you got your uniform on, and the Fräuleins dripping all over you. I can see it now.
No, it doesn't really work like that, because they're that in Frankfurt and Kaiserslautern, also known as K-Town. They're the largest American military presence outside the United States, in Frankfurt and K-Town.
Right.
So it's like there's American military everywhere. You go downtown on a weekend, it's like half people downtown are American military. So it's like, nothing special. It's like, we get to, everyone speaks English. You go downtown, all the bars and all the shops all speak English. They know you're American military, and it's like, oh, I'm in Germany, but everyone's speaking English, and they all know I'm American. They just have German accents. So it's
there
like,
you go.
Okay.
Next.
This one's from K4. Question: for 8-track, what is the worst thing about being in the Air Force / military in general?
The worst thing. Okay, that's very tough. I guess most people who go in the military probably consider basic training to be the worst thing, because it literally is. I have no idea how many weeks it is now. They've changed it since I've been in multiple times. But I mean, yeah, it's you're running to the beat of someone else's drum for however many weeks, and you have to stand up properly. You have to follow the drill. You have to do everything properly for that. So I mean, to be completely honest, in my experience, the worst part of joining the military was basic. But I got to basic. I said, you know what, this is what it's going to be. I understand why they're doing this. I understand why we have to do this. I have to understand we have this amount of time to do it, and I'm just going to go with it. I actually sort of enjoyed basic. I spent my time. I took it for what it was and said, yep, this is a learning experience. They're here to teach us discipline, following orders, and the proper way to do things, and I'm just going to go with it and have a fun time. So, to me, basic wasn't bad. I had a fun time. It sort of sucked being away from my family for the first time, for a specific amount of time, since I was only, 18 at the time. It had been the first time I've actually been away. So it was like my first real foray out in the world. I think that was scarier than anything else. Like, oh, I'm alone by myself and I'm following this guy's orders, and I have no idea why he could say the orders. I'm just this dude and he's the sergeant, and yeah. But other than that, I mean, like I said, I had a fun time. Met a lot of great people in basic. It was a good time. But yeah, most people say basic's the worst the worst thing. Obviously, like I said, I was one of the lucky ones. I got the cushy job, so it wasn't anything like that. I know a lot of people that went to the Middle East, that went to Korea, and had the non-cushy jobs, and I'm pretty sure that they'll say that that was probably the worst thing in the military. That some of the things they saw, some of the things they had to do over there, and I completely respect, you know, what they had to do in order to do the job, to do the mission. But yeah, that's my personal experience. Next.
That's pretty awesome.
Next.
This one's from Vigilant Watch. Question: any desires/wishes to get a pilot's license?
You know, I sort of have. I've always wanted to get a pilot's license, but I never. Really, it's like been on the bottom of that list, and everything.
It's very expensive to get a pilot's license.
It's like
it's incredibly expensive.
Someday, if I win the lottery and
Yeah.
I'm sitting around bored as crap because I don't have a job anymore, and I'm like, I don't have anything to do for the next 6 months, I guess I'll go get my pilot's license. There's been no nagging thing. I'm like, I need to get a pilot's license. No,
my roommate
had that at all.
My roommate Caradwin has a pilot's license, and he goes flying into small Cessnas, and has fun doing that. But it cost him a lot of money to do it, and he actually has to re-up before he can do more flying. He has to go take a refresher. He's let it lapse a little bit, but we were actually talking about flying to Everfree Northwest in a Cessna because he wants to do it, but we ended up doing the numbers, and would cost way more money than just taking a commercial. So it's like, he wants to take me up in a plane, because I haven't been up in a Cessna yet. So we may do that sooner or later. Next.
A-Track, if you were to win the lottery and you were actually get a pilot license, this one's from Legion, do you have any dream aircraft you want to fly?
Dream aircraft I want to fly. You know, okay, I was in Kalamazoo, Michigan. If anyone knows where that is, I don't know if anyone knows where it is.
I grew up in Michigan. Yes, I know where that is.
I went to the Air Zoo there, which is okay, you know exactly where it is. Okay. I went to the Air Zoo there, and they have an SR-71 there.
Yes, they do.
And that thing is freaking huge.
It is.
But
leaks fuel like a
amazing.
sieve.
They had the plane in there. They had the engine broken down. Yeah. They had the engine broken down. They showed exactly how the engine worked. It's sort of great. It's sort of really cool because the SR-71 engine, the actual thrust of the engine only accounts for like 50% of its thrust. It actually rides the sonic waves of its own what's it called? Sonic boom. It actually uses that to push it further. It's really cool. I really like the technology behind that aircraft specifically, and the fact that it's pretty much almost a spacecraft because it rides so high up there. That plane is it's one of my favorites, so I'd have to say the SR-71.
A-Track, that was almost like Twilight Sparkle talking about her favorite book. I mean, you were like, oh my, I was like, you were this close to being like, I could feel it. I could just feel it. 5 minutes, people. 5 minutes.
People are counting down even now.
Yes, people are counting down. 4 minutes now. 4 minutes. One more question, then we're going to get to it.
Okay, this one's for A-Track. Any exciting thing on your normal routine here running the EFR server?
Let's see. Exciting things in our normal routine. I guess when things come down to the very last minutes, which they do
more often than not.
Okay, this has to go live in 2 minutes, and we are nowhere near ready.
Oh, that drama.
Not on my show. Not on my show anymore. We got it down to a science now.
But before.
He's here an hour beforehand. No, but yeah, no. We still. It still happens. It could literally. It's like, okay, Michelle Krieber needs to go live in 2 minutes, and we have no idea how we're gonna do this because our past plan fell through, or something happened, or something changed, or it was gonna be recorded, but now it's gonna be live. It's like, okay,
yep.
I need to figure out exactly what's gonna happen. But yeah, and then when I get the 2 a.m. calls with the streams down, so I have to wake up and go in your family when streams down, figure out it's a DNS issue from our host, and be like, switch to the DNS server and move on.
A lot of work and not getting paid for it.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's quite the negative monetary sink.
But we have so much fun.
Exactly.
Oh, we do. We have a great time.
Yes.
I wouldn't do it if I didn't love doing it. So I guess that tells you something.
I wouldn't do this if I didn't love doing it and love entertaining you people. Quick, we got one more question. 2.5 minutes to go.
Oh God! You said that was the last one. Now I have to do a quick search.
Quick.
I'll just do this one that I remember asking. Someone asked me earlier, how is it that I managed to get in the show? The reason I got into the show was one day I was just sitting around Mumble talking with the guys, and then Dusty comes on. I fanboy like no tomorrow. And then next thing you know, Final Draft comes on the next day.
Oh.
And he's like, hey, you remember that Dusty guy that you're fanboying all about? Yeah. Well, now he wants you to be in his show, and then here I am fanboying again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going all nuts. I'm like, oh my God, he's starting up a show, and now he's letting me be in it. Wow.
Yep. Yep. That's
so
good.
if you want to fanboy over something, do it, because it can lead you somewhere.
Climb up that ladder, Screwball. Just climb that ladder.
Actually, I got one more question. This one's
Hurry
from
up.
EQI. Question for Dusty and guests. Which way will you be voting in the upcoming equestrian elections? Celestia Crad,
Republican. I am a proud flag waving Republican.
I will have to go on the Republican side as well. Although Lyra's bid for zombie pony protection caught my eye.
That's
I will
true.
say that.
That's true. I actually have to ask Luna. I have to ask Luna her position on the zombie pony protection. I do. Yeah, it's got me worried. So I have to find out what her position is on the zombie pony apocalypse. Once I figure that out, then I'll be set. But I'm pretty much Lunar Republican. The Republican now.
All right, hit it, Dusty. Hit it.
Here we go, people. The great, big, huge announcement from Everfree Northwest is that Tabitha St. Germain is going to be at Everfree Northwest.
Oh!
Yes. See?
Yes.
Even Thing is really excited about Tabitha St. Germain is going to be at Everfree Northwest. Huge announcement. Mm-hmm.
And
you
this
you
will
all
actually,
yes.
as of right now, she has done nothing publicly relating to My Little Pony.
Publicly rated a pony. And the first place she's going to go is Everfree Northwest. And you know what? That is a limited attendance convention, which means 600 people and 600 people only. I got my ticket. Do you have yours? Because I'm going.
Oh, yes.
But Jody actually just tweeted that he thinks they're going to sell out
possibly
this evening.
Possibly tonight. Tonight. They're going with this announcement, they're going to sell out tonight. So guess what, you people? Get on the phone, get on the internet, and go get your ticket. Not only do you get to see Tabitha St. Germain, but you get to see me. And you get to see 8-Track. And you get to see Final Draft. And you can see all these guys and you know what, Screwball too.
You get to see.
And yes.
Yes.
We're all going to be there, and we all want to see you, because we want to talk to you and see what you want in your. Hot Cocoa is going to be there too. Hot Cocoa just told me he's going to be there. So all these wonderful voice actors are going to be there, and you know what? It's so close to Vancouver. So close to Vancouver. There's got to be somebody coming down from DHX. I don't know who.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Some unannounced people.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Stop by.
If some unannounced guest just are walking around the hotel with you, just
checking it out,
fanboying and fangirling over all the VAs like everybody else. But I'm pretty sure we're going to have some people there from DHX. I'm going to be there. You know, 8-Track's going to be there. And I want to see you. I want to see all you there. And that's the big announcement. Tabitha St. Germain is going to be at Everfree Northwest. And I want to thank Bajati for allowing me.
Yeah, Hot Cocoa just pointed out.
What?
Hot Cocoa just pointed out that Sibsy has said on her Twitter she'll be there as an attendee. So Sibsy will be there attending.
There you go.
Just like anyone else.
I didn't want to say that, you know, because she didn't allow me to stay in her hotel room. You know, it's like one of those things. You know, she announced she had an hotel room. And I said, "Can I be in it?" She says no. So, okay. Well, I guess I won't announce you're going to be there then. Sib. Love you, Sibsy. Yeah, so I'm going to be there.
Excellent.
And Sib's going to be there. And A-Track's going to be there. A whole lots of people are going to be there. But remember, 600 cap. And they're probably going to sell out tonight or tomorrow with this announcement. So if you don't have your ticket, get it. And get it soon. Last thing I got to get's a plane ticket. So I got everything else. And worst comes to worst, I'm going to jump on my motorcycle and head north. That's all I need. You know? That and a rain tent. Okay.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Doesn't that sound like a plan? That's awesome. And this piece of art here, Cat Whitney. Right here. Cat Whitney, right there. Love you.
Cat's awesome.
Cat's awesome.
She's great.
Yes. She actually drew up a nice little picture
really
of her OC and mine talking at a table for last week, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was cool.
That was great.
That was cool. I didn't expect
really
it, didn't ask for it. It just showed up. It's like, oh, that's so cool. Yes.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
So,
hey, look,
what?
check it out. So,
Check
for
it out.
those interested, our collaboration between the Roundtable and us just posted. The Roundtable just posted, and it propagated to our site.
Woo!
Plug there.
Look
Looks
at
like, but okay,
that.
we'll fix that. As most of you know,
The
who are following,
Roundtable.
we are now collaborating with the Roundtable, so that our posts appear on the Roundtable, the Roundtable's posts appear on our site. So we're cross-promoting each other, and everyone gets all the great information
Absolutely.
from us and the Roundtable.
Yes. Get all your pony news here or at the Roundtable. You know, I've been actually going to the Roundtable's website since we picked them up. You know, I didn't even know about them until we picked them up.
Great articles.
They have some great articles on
I
the
just
Pony
want to say
Roundtable.
specifically, and this is I'm not being paid or pressured to say this at all, but they have an article where, hang on, I have to look it up because it's real. I mean, this article is so great that I feel obligated to pass it out to other people. Let me find it here. Hang on.
8-Track is an unpaid
It's an article
spokesperson.
I apparently am. I mean, I
Yes.
guess so. I'm waiting to load. My internet's being very slow here. Not this one. I'm horrible at being prepared for that. I completely. There it is. Raising cute to a science. I will post the link in a chat right
Yes.
now. This is an excellent article.
and then
on
post the
exactly
link in the
why the show
rear.
animation works.
Yes. Post the link in the rear too. When it goes up tomorrow on the YouTubes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, I'll post a link in the YouTube chat or in the YouTube description below the video here for this. But yeah, it's a wonderful article. If you haven't read it yet, take some time and read it because it pretty much covers everything. It's some of their editorials are amazing. I mean, I just read, I'm like, oh my god, these guys are awesome artists, and that's primarily why we work with them because their articles are such high quality. We think,
Absolutely.
in our opinion. So
Absolutely.
So, anyways, read that, enjoy it, have fun. Tabitha St. Germain, Everfree Northwest, everyone go because we're all gonna be there for a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
I don't know what to do with the rest of the show though, because that was huge. Huge.
Well,
We expect more questions. I mean,
Can we take some more questions?
I'll answer them.
I'm still
Answer
here. I could totally do it.
We'll take some more questions. We'll take some questions until you people either the half an hour is out or you people get bored.
Oh, they will get bored. They love us too much. Actually, Tech Rat wanted me to ask this. Is like, Dusty.
What?
How was your steak, and did you save me some?
I didn't save you nothing. Nothing.
Oh.
And my steak was delicious. Delicious. In fact, you know what? One of my next videos is going to be another cooking video, and I'm going to teach all you bronies how to make potato side dish correctly. Easy peasy. 1, 2, 3 to go with your steak. And it's gonna be awesome.
Did you see, Dusty, what I made for my Memorial Day grill lunch today?
Yes, bacon wrapped cucumbers. Was that cucumbers?
Well, no, there was zucchini.
Oh, zucchinis. Even better.
Zucchini and bacon wrapped Italian sausage. It was
Even
amazing.
better. See, that's what we do here. We bacon wrap chicken breast, and we bacon wrap steak, and we bacon wrap just about anything we can bacon wrap around.
Bacon makes everything better.
Bacon makes everything. Bacon
better.
is nature's candy, baby. Absolutely.
It really is.
Really is. Next.
1 second. This one's from Flutterdashy. Oh, stop
Yes.
reading chat. Jeez. Dusty, what are your motorcycle specs?
What do you mean by specs? The motorcycles I own?
I would say yes.
Okay. I've owned many motorcycles in my life. starting out when I was very young, 10 years old, 11 years old, I owned a 71 Yamaha DT60, which we put flat track bars on, stud up the tires, and went ice racing with my dad. That was fun. When I turned 16, I got his 1979 GS Suzuki 1000L, which was my bike going back and forth to school for a while until that bike moved on. Then I bought a 1985 Suzuki Tempter. Was built only 2 years, a 84 and 85. Had that for a while. In fact, that bike is still sort of in the family. My little brother's best friend still owns that bike. It's in his garage somewhere. He offered it back to me only 6 months ago and said, "Hey, you want this? We lost the head to it, but you can have it back." It's like, no, I don't think I really want to get that bike out here from Michigan. So yeah, there's that bike, and then I had a Yamaha Virago, 1986 700cc, tombstone windshield, Corbin seat, saddlebags. I took that bike from Tulsa, Oklahoma to Berkeley, California, and back over a month. That was fun. Then that bike moved on, and I ended up with a 2000 Buell X1, which was the Harley-Davidson sport bike, Sportster-based motor. Had that for 6-7 years, completely tricked that out as a show bike when I was working at Custom Chrome. That bike left, and now I have a 2002 Triumph Tiger dual sport bike, which is my street bike of the day. But I also have a Yamaha YZ 426 dirt bike, which I race, that I bored to a 444, did head work and all other kind of stuff, made it a race bike. And before that, I had a 1985 Honda XR 500, which was a trail bike, and I had that bike for a little while too. So I've had many motorcycles in my life, not counting the ones I built for different jobs, for different companies. So yeah, it goes deep in my life. I've got black and white photos of my grandfather throwing, Indians and Harleys sideways in the 1940s, doing dirt track back in
Wow.
back in Battle Creek, Michigan area. Yeah, my dad has that the family motorcycle history volume. All the pictures from the 40s and the 30s and the 50s, all the way up to almost present day of my grandfather and his motorcycle pursuits. I can't wait. Whenever I'm home, I scan as many pictures as I can just to put them somewhere. So yeah, lots of fun.
Wow, that's a lot of bikes. I have my motorcycle license as well.
Mhm.
I owned a YZ 125 when I was a teenager. I spent most of my teenage years biking around the back 40, as you say, of the farm. I was raised on a farm and everything. But I don't own one now. I have my license though, in case I ever feel like picking one up someday. I could. It's just time and money and everything. But my dad is a huge motorcycle guy, and Dusty's gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna say that my dad owns 3 Harleys because 2 are always broken.
He doesn't have the right mechanic. Me. He doesn't have the right mechanic. I'm telling you that right now, because the right mechanic is me.
He actually owns the 100th anniversary Road King. He owns one of those, and then he has 2 other Road Kings. He just loves the Road Kings.
Yeah, the Road King's an awesome motorcycle. Road King's an awesome motorcycle.
No, they're great. They're beautiful. They ride great when they work.
Mhm.
But no, he actually owns 3 of them because
he doesn't have the right mechanic, buddy, which is me.
Apparently not.
Apparently
I guess.
You could hire my dad. He would fix him up in no time.
Yep. Cool. Next question.
Oh, this one's from my good buddy Chaotic Harmony. Question for all: who is the coolest EFR staff member?
Oh,
my.
Okay, come on. That's a loaded question.
That's a loaded question.
I'm actually going to change that a little bit. I'm
Okay.
going to put it this way. I'm going to say that there are lots of staff members, and each staff member has their own awesome specialization. Everyone's awesome in their own ways. Everyone's great. For example, Nash, he is our site coder. That dude is amazing with PHP, WordPress, and database work. He is the one that worked with Roundstable to get all the integration working between the two sites and everything working, the cross promotion. He does all the coding for the stream, everything like that. I run the actual stream server in the background, but he does the coding for it. So he's awesome in that thing. One Trick, she's great with music and production and After Effects. She's great in After Effects. I can't do crap in After Effects. I look at that and I go, oh, where do I even start? Draft, we wouldn't be anywhere without Draft because
Nope.
he is, as most people say, the schmooze.
He's if we didn't have Draft, we wouldn't have a program. We wouldn't have anybody.
Seriously,
Nothing would be here, people,
true.
without Draft.
It is true. He is the public face, I guess you could say, of
nothing.
EFR. Most people that talk to EFR talk to him. He does all the promotion with various agencies, with various companies, with everyone else out there. He does all the, like I said, we call him the schmooze for a reason.
He's the schmooze.
But yeah, and we have tons of other. Oatmeal's a great audio editor. He does all the audio editing in the background. Screwball here does all of Dusty's moderation, everything like that. Heatwave does all of our. He maintains all the music you hear on the stream. He keeps it current. He keeps it fresh. He updates all the new music at least once a day, possibly 3 times a day. We just have tons of people that do all great work. Software is our social media guy. Without him, we wouldn't have all the Twitter stuff, all the Facebook stuff, everything. He's on top of that. It's just we have tons of people that are all great in their own specific jobs. So there is no single greatest person.
There is none.
It's a combination of great people that put the work together to get everything done.
Yep.
And everyone has their own responsibilities, and honestly, without even one of them missing, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Yeah.
Really.
Yep. It's a great big huge team.
Put so much dedication into this, and that even though we're not getting paid for this, we're doing this for fun, and
pretty much.
This community is just like, wow, how we can pull this off on our first time. So.
Next.
Oh, this one's from MOP Problems. A-Track, what is your favorite moment in the military?
My favorite moment in the military. Let's see. See, now this is where if my wife was looking at my shoulder, I'd be sappy and say the moment I met my wife. But we thought it was wonderful. We had a great time. Actually, in downtown Brussels, there was a Finnish pub where all the Finns. There's a joke. They say that no Belgians live in Brussels because it's the most international city in the world. It is the head of NATO and the head of the UN. So the entire city is nothing but expatriates. So there's actually a Finnish pub down there, and that's where I met her. But as far as the greatest moment military related, I'd say my last promotion. I mean, when you get promoted in the military, it's a big deal. There's a whole ceremony for it. You get your stripes tacked on, and it's. I mean, getting a promotion is great. I mean, it means more money, of course, which is always good.
Absolutely.
But it's like it's a sense of accomplishment. It's like I did my job well enough to get promoted to this position. I now have a new rank. People have now coming a new title. Yada yada. I mean, it's always a great. It's always a moment of pride when you get your promotion. I'm just saying that.
Awesome.
Nice. Yes.
Next.
I'd love to see one of those ceremonies. This one's from Vigilant Watch. Question for A-Track. If I happen to bring my aircraft to Everfree and offer you a flight, would you take it? A-Track?
Of course I would. I have no fear of flying whatsoever. Sorry, my thing was cutting out there. I have no fear of flying. I will gladly go up on a flight with you. I'm assuming that if you flew there, you made it there solidly and safely, so that means you're good enough to go up in the air. Yeah, let's go for a flight. Let's do some barrel rolls. I'm cool with that. Let's do it.
Do a barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll.
Barrel roll.
This one's from Chaotic Harmony. Question for all: what were your high school years like?
Oh man.
You guys think that far behind?
I know what my high school years were like. I don't like to remind myself. There were some moments in my high school life were the worst of my life, and some were the greatest. And it's like that. I mean, everybody's like that. You'll have some really downer times in high school, but you'll have the wonderful greatest ups too. And it's sort of like a microcosm what your life's going to be. I mean, going from 9th grade to 12th grade will basically take you from one end to the other. It's a big roller coaster. Ride it and be happy for the ride.
And I think you stated this before, and I'll go into it now, I guess again. Sorry, I cut out that. My Skype is out.
Your Skype is acting up.
Blame my Skype. I apologize for that. I don't mean to cut you off. My Skype is rude. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
go ahead.
But yeah, as you said before in high school, it's like there are a lot of people that are listening now. They're still in high school, or I mean, even pre-high school. I guess maybe we have some people on your show. I have no idea. We should actually do some statistics on the age range of your show. I can do that on YouTube. Anyways, yeah, high school is high school. I mean, there'll be some of the worst times of your life and some of the greatest times. Personally, when I was in high school, I was one of the nerds.
So was I.
Surprise, right?
Surprise.
I run the servers. I run the coding. I just that's uncalled for, right? No, yeah, it's one of the intellectuals, one of the smart kids that get picked on in high school because you're so smart. Oh, you're the teacher's pet. Oh, you get straight A's in class. And for the most part, I did get straight A's in class because I didn't do homework. I was that horrible kid that did not believe homework deserved a place in high school. Well, at least for me. Mm-hmm. And I could back that up with the fact that I maintained straight A averages without doing homework. Now, some of my teachers didn't agree with me and still lowered everything else. Even though I scored high on the test, they counted homework and I got low grades in the class. So that's the only reason I didn't have a perfect average in high school, is because I didn't do homework because I didn't think it was necessary, because I got the lesson the first time. But that's just me. So in the classes where homework didn't matter, I did great. In the classes where homework mattered, I did horrible. So I ended up finishing high school with a 3.3 average, I think, which is pretty good for not doing homework ever.
I think I had a 3.85.
Teacher's pet. No,
yeah. Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
No, that's fine. But yeah, I mean, the most important thing for people to know is it ends. High school ends, and you will probably never see most people you see there ever again. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you one thing. Once you get out of high school, once you get into a real job, once you get into the real world, the geeks, the nerds, the intelligent people, we run it.
Yes.
Yeah. Because trust me, you wouldn't have an internet without nerds.
I mean, most of the popular kids in high school, they can be exactly. I mean, the popular kids, they're all popular in high school, but after high school, what do? They go work at their father's tire factory, or they go work at the automotive shop, and then they have a dead-end, low-paying job for the rest of their lives. Unless they find something to do, like become a hand model for, Louis Vuitton or whatever. But whatever.
Oh my.
Trust me, my mechanic hands will never be hand model
I think
quality.
That covers high school.
Yep. Next.
Question. This one's from Legion. Question from Screwball. Oh boy. Dusty already talked about joining the Marines and track on the Air Force. What about you? Have you planned joining the military? No, it has never crossed my mind. Because like what A-Track said earlier, a lot of people find it to be rather, scary, kind of overwhelming the way it looks. And that's kind of how I feel about it. Like, I don't know. And the skill set that I have, which is kind of low, I don't know where to really begin, honestly. So, it's...
Well, if I could jump in and say, I mean, I just want to say it's not for everyone. Obviously, some people have their own life goals and life mission and things they want to do, and that's fine. That's completely fine. If you have your own things you want to do, it's fine. But if you're in a situation where it's like, well, I'm 16, 17, 18, I don't know where I'm going from here, don't count it out as an option. It is a really good option for certain people, or for certain things. If you want to do it, the training's there. Mm-hmm. They pay you to get trained. They cover your meals. They cover everything. It's literally here's everything. We're gonna give you training. We're gonna give you a job, and you just have to give us a little time. And when you're done, it's up to you. You can stay in. You can get out. Or you can get a real job. Do what you want. And for me personally, it worked out great. I got the training I wanted. I got a great job afterwards. And I'm living life to the fullest, and I have nothing to thank for but the military for that, because without that I would not have gone. I would not be able to go to college, period, because this is my monetary situation, with my family's monetary situation. I would have been stuck in a low-paying base, what's it called? Minimum wage job forever, unless I did this. And I did, and it turned out great. So I mean, if you're even thinking about it, I'd say go talk to a recruiter, but recruiters lie.
Yeah.
I'd say talk to me. Talk to someone else who's been in the military. Find a friend. Find someone you know has been in the military. Talk to them. See if it's right for you. If you want to do it, go for it. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. It's not for everyone. So that's my tirade, I guess.
That's just like college isn't for everybody. I mean, I went to
Yeah.
I went to college, and I had decent grades for a year, and I played football for a year. But I found out that being that far away from home, and the whole college situation just wasn't for me. I went to college locally. I took a couple classes at the local college, and it just didn't work out. I needed to do something different with my life, and I ended up going to a trade school, and it worked out for me because I like working with my hands. I always did. I was much better with my hands than I was, in high level mathematics or whatever. So basically, I found something that I like to do. I turned my passion for motorcycles into my job, and it worked out really great for me for a number of years. I mean, it's a little hard right now because the way the economy is. The first thing people give up when the economy goes bad is their toys, and trust me, motorcycles are toys. So it's a little tough in the motorcycle industry right now, but it'll turn around someday, and I'll be high on the hog again. But until that time, I just continue to have fun doing what I do, and try to make the best of it. So, but in going into the military is sort of like going into a trade school. I mean, it's really okay. You want to do this trade, and we'll train you to do that, and then you do it for us, and then you can go on and do it for yourself. You can do high vac, you can do high end stuff like 8-track did. You can do everything down to diesel mechanics. They need everybody in the military. I mean, you could be an airplane mechanic. Airplane mechanics make buku bucks.
They do.
They make huge money.
Yes, they do.
So outside the military, they make huge money. So you could get
airplane mechanics and underwater welders.
Oh my God, underwater welders make stupid
really
money.
Dangerous.
Yeah, but they make stupid
money. It's really
money.
dangerous though. Yes, it's because of the danger pay. I hear it's
danger
most,
pay. But yeah,
most life-threatening job out there.
One of them. If you like excitement, if you want to meet the sea ponies, underwater welding. Next.
The thing about underwater welding, the thing about underwater welding is while you're welding, you're essentially getting electrocuted the entire time. So it's
Kidding. Oh,
no, because you're using high voltage and high current to weld underwater.
Oh.
Amazing. Amazing the things you learn on my show, people. Just keep coming back. Next.
A question for all from Pyro Brony. What is your most wanted episode for My Little Pony for season 3?
Well, everybody knows mine. I've said it the last three weeks in a row. I want to see a Scootaloo episode just so that I know that she's not living under a bridge in Detroit. So I want to see a Scootaloo family episode. I want to know where she lives. I want to know who her parents are. I want to know that she's not like living on the street. That's mine.
I'm gonna agree with that. I mean, that it's funny because Dusty and I have the exact same. I want to see where's Scootaloo come. I mean, does she have a family? Does she sleep in the clubhouse? Does she go back to the Ponyville orphanage at night? I don't know.
Yes.
I once had an idea for the saddest comic ever. The saddest comic ever would be it'd be like a 4-frame comic, and the first frame would be the Key Crusaders playing, and the second frame would be Rarity coming up to Sweetbell, saying, "Okay, Sweetbell, we need to go home," and be, "Okay, see you later." And the third frame would be Applejack come and say, "Okay, Apple, we need to go home. All right, see you later, Scootaloo." And the fourth frame would be Scootaloo looking around, having to walk back to the Ponyville orphanage at the end because that's where she lives and she doesn't have any family. So it's like it's so sad, but I want to know.
I want to know.
It's been done. Apparently, it's been done. I'd like to see this because I've not seen this. But yeah, I mean, I want to see Scootaloo's family. I want to see Rainbow Dash's family. I want to see Fluttershy's. I want to see Fluttershy's family because that whole fan thing about her father being a Wonderbolt intrigues me. That'd be hilarious.
That's the one thing we were talking about earlier, 8-Track. You haven't seen some of my earlier shows, but we actually had a long discussion about where are the Pegasus ponies' families. The only time we saw anybody have a family was when Featherwing was in the freaking hospital, and his little brother, all right, said, "Oh well, he's in the hospital." That means that he has a brother. So obviously the Pegasus have families, but we haven't seen any of them outside of that one scene. Where are they? I've hypothesized that Pegasus are like birds. They kick them out of the nest and they never want to see them again. It's like done.
Oh.
On that note, I'm just gonna say that awkward Teen Fluttershy is best Pegasus. That was the cutest. Oh my god, the cutest thing ever with the episode where she falls from the clouds and goes to the bird flies. It's like, oh my god, awkward Teen Fluttershy is hilariously cute, like ridiculously cute.
She's like Jan Brady, right? She's like Jan Brady. Whereas,
yeah, right.
Yeah. Marcia. Next.
Right.
This one's from Forgot the Plates. Question for all: favorite fan animation?
Ooh, you know what? There's enough to pick from that makes that question actually pertinent.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of stuff out there nowadays, and it's getting better and better and better. I love the stuff Rob Bob's team's doing. The Pie Times, all of those. Black Griffin stuff is really cool. It's kind of hard to pick one, because they all have their own sort of, menage a trois or whatever you want to call it. They have their own, style. Black Griffins are nothing like what Rob Bob's team does, and Rob Bob's team is nothing like, some of these other people out there. So it's kind of hard to pick one.
Yeah, I would say that I'm just gonna name the ones I like and the reasons I like them. Mr. Ponyator is hilarious.
Yeah,
he always has his stuff up right after the episode, and it's always hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
It's I just laugh for hours after I watch that. I love Rob Bob stuff because it's the references. For example, the Twilight Sparkle one with the snake plissing, that was hilarious. I was laughing forever.
Funny.
And the quality is great, and the story is great, and I loved Epic Wub Time. That was just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I also love Black Griffin stuff. I love. They're all great. They're all great. The guy that does Ask the Cutie Mark Crusaders.
Yeah.
I will give him props for being the most show accurate.
Absolutely.
Show accurate animation there. It's ridiculous. I saw a live stream of him doing that, and
it's ridiculous.
The amount of time he spends on like an eye blink, like the blinking animation. I saw like half an hour of just him doing a blinking.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, seriously?
Wow.
Yeah. And who's the guy who's actually?
That is a ridiculous amount of perfection to get that perfect, and it's show quality.
Who's the guy who's doing the breakdowns, the animation breakdowns? Well, who was him? What was his name?
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, he does the animation breakdowns.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I love that guy.
He just shows you exactly how it's done. I mean, it's like, why aren't you working for somebody?
My first one
come on.
I did see his one where he, it looked like a 3D Fluttershy in putting your hoof down, and the way the camera turned, the way the back moved, and her face did, it was like perfect.
That was awesome.
And I
want to say that the person's name is G Baudet on. Is it G Baudet on Twitter? I can't remember.
Yeah,
to break down the walk cycle and everything.
Yeah, that guy.
Analysis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
G Baudet.
Yeah.
I mean that's pretty cool. I really enjoy those videos as well. They're pretty awesome.
Yes, well, you know what? You know what time it is? It's 6:30 Pacific.
Time for another drink?
No, I'm about to finish my drink, but the thing is, it's end of show. Hour and a half show, baby. Hour and a half show, and we're usually done.
Oh.
So unless there's a really, really, really good question there.
Oh man.
Hey, time flies when we're having fun.
It's true. This one's from.
I guess, yeah, right.
Yep.
You guys ready for this one?
My body isn't ready.
This one's. This is from Forgot the Plates. Question for all: favorite background pony?
Cheerily. Come on, everybody knows I like Cheerily. Cheerily's the best background.
You always
one.
go with Cheerily.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, I guess it depends on your definition of background pony. I mean, you have the main six.
Yep.
And then you have, I guess, secondary staff, or like they have speaking. I wouldn't call them background, like Celestia. And Luna,
Celestia, Luna, Cheerily.
They're not
Big Mac.
background, but they're not the main characters. So I guess I don't know. I'd call them secondary characters.
Yeah.
But as far as background, I think background characters are characters.
Vinyl
that don't
Scratch and Bon Bon and Lyra.
Yeah, like Vinyl Scratch, Lyra, Bon Bon, all those ones like that. Exactly. Those are background characters. So if I had to pick from them, I would have to say that my favorite background pony. Oh, it's such a tough. I would have to say I can't pick between Lyra and Bon Bon. I like them both equally. It's like Bon Bon gets the different voice every episode she gets voiced.
Yeah.
But Lyra has such a huge following behind her, and she's canon. Lyra Heartstrings. We canonized Lyra Heartstrings.
Yep.
Yes.
We actually renamed her Lyra Heartstrings for us. So it's like between those two, I had to pick between Lyra.
Incredible, amazing doll.
It's incredible. I mean, mine's got rocks in it. It's ridiculous. It's
I didn't put those in
ridiculous.
my bag.
But, Screwball, before we go, we missed one of the most important questions.
Oh, did we?
Of all ever.
Uh-oh.
But
Yes, and no one asked me what my favorite pony was. Like, overall, complete favorite pony.
what is it?
Well, if I have to pick one overall complete favorite pony, the overall complete favorite pony of all time.
Of all time.
8-track is... I would have to say that my favorite is Luna. She's my favorite pony in the entire series, and we don't see enough.
We don't see enough of
I would
her.
absolutely love to see more of her, because I love Luna. Luna's great. Wuna, oh yeah, Wuna. Everyone's in Wuna in the chat. Oh, Wuna.
Wuna, oh, you.
Hello, everybody. What did I miss? Luna is best
Of the
troll.
main six, someone said of the main six. My favorite main six is gonna be obviously Twilight Sparkle, because she is the nerd, the bookworm, the intelligent person. Yeah, it's fine. You go ahead if you want. I don't care.
Like you. Much like you.
Yeah, you and Draft.
Twilight Sparkle.
You and Draft
would
can
run
just
the
ride
show.
the Twilight Sparkle train all the way to Candlelight.
Hey, if there were servers in Equestria, Twilight Sparkle would run them. I'm just saying.
Yeah. You just keep thinking that. You just keep thinking that. And with that, people, we're done. You know why? Because I'm hungry. And I gotta go eat some dinner. So, for 8-track, for Screwball, for me, for all of our military spread all over this great wide world of ours, I want to thank you for your service. I want to thank 8-track for his service. And I want you all to stay safe and come home and be happy. And I will see you all next week with hopefully more things to entertain you. And remember, Tabitha St. Germain is going to be at Everfree Northwest. And so do you need to be at Everfree Northwest. And it's a capped show. So get your tickets now. Not Sunday next week. Now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, with that...
It's gonna sell out.
With that, arrivederci. And good night.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We hate to leave you, but we'll be back soon. Good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Good night.